What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Asia session stream. I hope you guys are doing great. I am doing absolutely amazing as usual. Um, Today I ended up I took three trades. First one being a pretty big loss. Second one, I was risking basically my daily loss limit to make back the loss. Ended up winning that trade and then took another one. So definitely, definitely quite in a good situation since the Trump tweet that ended up wiping out my accounts. Unfortunately, I was two trades away from requesting a payout, but those are things that happen. I got hit with a pretty big slippage, um, which I lost like 3,500 because I was in three NQ contract. That one really had the conviction seeing an aggressive up move, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna go over everything that I saw today, all the trades that I took, my framework, why I was bearish this morning, and how I lost my first trade, how I was able to actually make back the loss, and even more. So yeah. So going into this morning, we can see on this daily candle, usually again, like you can see every time we speak, it's always the same thing. Remember how I'm saying every time that you should not use Friday's candle for Monday's draw. I always say this because Friday is the day where you're going to see news being dumped after the market close, which is going to have an impact on the Sunday open, either gapping down or gapping up. And you never want to be in that gap up or gap down scenario because it's way too dangerous. It's basically a market driven by headlines. So you see here, even if Friday showed us bullish signs, and we were right the whole week we were right on every single move on the daily chart. Right there I was bearish, right here I was bullish, and on Friday basically you can't use your framework, so you have to wait for Tuesday and basically make quick scalps throughout the day instead of just having a daily direction. So here from this closure, and especially how we're closing below that gap, I am seeing that the sellers are the one controlling the market. We are not ready to push higher. If we were truly bullish, we should have created a displacement candle, so a bullish candle from that Friday's close, plus also respecting that breaker block. Right here, we ended up opening up. We went lower without ever actually giving us a good reaction from that gap, and we closed very strongly below that gap, telling me that now the sellers are the one controlling the market and the buyers are absolutely being squeezed. If I was looking at a 1 minute chart, and let's say this is the daily, but if I was staring at the 1 minute chart and this was my chart, I would expect the next 1 minute bar to close bearish. That's how I do things. So here, I'm expecting a bearish distribution potentially to go wipe down the 900 level right there for the next day. So in terms of general bias, shorts for me are by far better than longs. Okay, basically, especially until that previous day low gets swept, I am not gonna look for longs. Okay, so currently bearish, looking to see a potential move back down from the open all the way to that daily low, and I would say in terms of the structure that we're seeing currently on the hourly, that's an hourly order block. The best thing that could happen is if we can open up higher even more aggressively and then flip back bearish and point towards that daily draw and sell back off right here towards 85. This would be my bread and butter setup. Basically a fake out from the open, pushing up higher very aggressively, and then that hourly candle can then flip right back below its opening price and get some aggression below 50. Then I'd sell back towards my daily low. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing on the daily. If I go on this forward chart, same thing. It's pretty strong, bearish, closing below lows, rejecting highs. It's a question of timing, really. I know price is going to be attracted to lows, but when is it going to pop? We don't know how deep is the retracement going to be. We don't know. So the best thing that we can do in order to not take a loss is to react and not predict. So entering here is still a good play in my opinion, but you need to build a position within this whole range with micros instead of just taking a scalp on minis. So my bias is bearish, but whatever happens on this hourly chart, if we have such an aggressive move, let's say we have a very aggressive move back up all the way to 553, even if I'm bearish on the higher time frame, I would target this gap easily. If we break structure, it's exactly like if I was looking at a 1 minute chart, I would try to scalp the gap really fast and then go from there. So at this point, bearish on the higher time frame. I'm gonna wait for the hourly / 15 minute to give me direction and tell me if the sellers are now ready to step in. Once they are ready, I'm definitely gonna look for a trade within the session. What's up, chat? How did you guys do today? I hope you guys did great. Today was not an easy session, especially if you were trading ES during the morning. Definitely very hard. I would say in general, the summer months are way better for quick scalps than bigger picture plays, and plays off of getting a bias right during the summer months is harder. It's harder because price tends to sweep and close back within the range way more often than just breaking out. And I would say like Q4, Q1, there's a lot of good continuation plays, a lot of breakouts, a lot of trends. When in the summer months, especially at the open, there's trends later on the day, but in terms of the open, so from 9:30 to 11:30 ish, really range bound. So yeah. So yeah, definitely did make back my losses with my first loss of the day with 2 scalps that ended up being bigger plays, but based on the same bias. I'll go over the trade that I took plus the ad that I did within that range. But basically what ended up happening within this range was, let me show you the short that I took, why I took it, why I judged that this was basically the only way I could have read that. I got stopped out to the tick again, but at the end of the day, there's nothing I could have done to not get stopped out where I entered. So basically, first thing that I look at in the morning is how my first hourly candle closes. It tells me usually a pretty good direction of where the next one will push. Currently, I would say that framework is kind of being disregarded very often because, like I said, during the summer months, we tend to just sweep the highs and then reject back, sweep the low of those hourlies, and then trade within the range. This is really what we're seeing within the last few months. I would say last month, especially last 5 weeks. So usually when that candle closes, it's exactly like if I was looking at a 1 minute chart, I would be like, okay, here I would expect this buy side liquidity to get drawn into, and I would look for signs that sellers are stepping in but are unable to hold price. And then once they get squeezed, I'll try to reach for some higher prices. That's usually how I operate. So right there, once I saw that closure, I was like, okay, I'm favoring an accumulation, manipulation to the downside. So AM, and then a distribution to the upside, faking out the sellers, and then potentially going back up to see that next hourly bar printing to the upside and distributing as a bullish bar. And here, look at what happened. As soon as we opened on that new hourly bar, I'll put the indicator right here. ICT HTF candles by 40. Don't ask me that question 55 times. You saw it. You can pause the stream. So then we opened, we swept that hourly high, went immediately back down to sweep that hourly low. Those hourly lows, I would say. And then at that moment, I was okay. If we can hold this bearish gap, be very aggressive below that low, I will then short back down because we're seeing a lot of displacement below the 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. open, and the likelihood of this candle closing bearish is very high. So let me see how that 30-minute candle closes, and once it closes, I will have a very good direction of the next one. Okay, that's what I thought. So then it's a very similar scenario as Friday. We started to push back within the range on that 30, and look at how that 30 closed. That was the 15. I'll show you the 30, because those 30-minute bars are very important. So that 30-minute bar closed back within the range with a 28-point down wick on ES. So at that point, when you see such a big wick from rejecting all those levels, for me, usually that's what I'm looking for, is price to distribute to the upside from that closure. I'm like, okay, there is responsive buyers stepping in. We are not able to close strong below lows. We are rejecting those lows. Now I'm gonna look for cues to potentially see that next bar printing to the upside and closing bullish. That's really what I'm looking for. And if I'm expecting that the next bar will be bullish, and knowing that every single candle has an open, high, low, and close, then what I want to see is price opening up lower to form the down wick of that bar, flip right back above the opening price long, and then see that candle distributing to the upside. So what I'm looking for within that range is this. Is price to open, drive lower, fake out the sellers on that shift, and then hold that shift, bring back up, and once we flip on that bar, I'm in. And then I know this low is protected. That's pretty much what I was looking for. So then what ended up happening was the opposite. We opened lower, but we never saw any buyers stepping in. And we're seeing displacement, and it looks like we're gonna close bearish on that 30-minute bar. We're pushing aggressively and aggressively and aggressively. Then that 15-minute bar ended up closing bearish, and I was like, okay, let me see if it closes bearish, and then we can enter on the break. We broke structure to the downside, had my limit order right here, 2 sales, stop loss, take profit. Okay, and then look at what ended up happening. So that was the play. Of course, I ended up entering a little bit more aggressively than just one limit I added to my position, but this is exactly what it was looking. Okay, so then I was in the trade, pulled back up very aggressively, had a nice push down. Then NQ ended up pushing price to the upside, and that 30-minute bar ended up closing as an inside bar. The price action here was not, you just look at what happened after. Okay, so we were stuck within this range for until 12, and then ended up, as soon as it closed, then ended up going down. So the direction, of course, how I got it was right. The timing was off, but there was no way for me to protect myself within this range or expect that the distribution was going to be made at 12:30. So here I just took the loss, walked away, and ended up looking for another trade on NQ right after. And basically what I saw was a good short opportunity from that closure. So usually how I expect things to be done is exactly like I said. View your hourly / 15-minute chart exactly like it's in a 1-minute chart. Okay, so then here we're sweeping the lows and we're closing back within the range. For me, that high right there, 800, has way more chances of being taken out than the low of that bar. Okay, until proven otherwise from the rejection of the London lows and how aggressive we are on that reversal bar. So then again, my profile would be, okay, price goes up, fakes out buyers, traps sellers, and then we can go push again very aggressively. Maybe we'll be in a scenario where we're forming the downwick of a future bullish bar and we'll be drawn into this high, which is 800. So that's really what I want to see. But look at what happened. We ended up sweeping that high and being extremely aggressive back to the downside. So that framework got disregarded by how we reacted. So you see here how hard it is to trade in general from those times, because every hourly bar is either sweeping the low, closing back within the range, or sweeping the high and closing back within the range. So that moment, it's really just a consolidation. And you see like exactly that action. So that those like sweep the high closing back, sweep the low closing back. Just try to find me a few candles like those in the last 6 months. You will probably find me 3. Uh, so so there at that moment, since my long got disregarded, I was like, okay, now I am gonna be opting for a short scenario. Let's see if we can go down first, accumulate, manipulate to the upside, trap those buyers into thinking that we're gonna get back up towards that high. Once we invalidate them, I'll sell and I'll predict that the next bar will be bearish back down towards 89. And this is exactly what ended up happening. Went down on the 1-minute chart. This is, I'll put the hourly right here. So we opened, we accumulated below that low, we shifted back up right where we engulfed the previous hourly bar. This is the shift where I want to see being invalidated. As soon as it got invalidated, this is where I got short. Wait, let's see here. Short, tight stop, push down very aggressively. And then where did I add? I ended up adding to my position more, and I got like a crazy dump. Yeah, it was exactly at 12:30. So exactly here, I added to my position again, and then having my take profit like right here, and then ended up making the win. But you know, my final draw was this low, and ended up being taken off a few minutes after. So you know, that's how I made back the loss. I would say like I was very fortunate to see such an aggressive move without any pullbacks, because I added to this position. I was in, you know, quite heavy at a certain point. You know, to make back a 1.3K loss and end the day up 1,200, you know, you need either a very healthy trend, or to have taken some risk, which I had both. So if I lost today, I would have lost 2,000 per accounts, which would have been really would have been fucked. But you know, I took that decision and I'm up now. So pretty much it. A lot of yapping, a lot of what happened throughout the day, what I'm thinking is going to happen within the Asia session, what I want to see. So yeah, hopefully it's clear for everyone. And yeah, so I'm expecting a bearish distribution from that close. I'm expecting to see the daily low being taken out before seeing any sorts of shifts to the upside. Yeah, I see that Trump is talking, so let's hope he doesn't say some bullshit while we're in some trades. Hopefully. Amas, can you trade your eval on live stream? Want to see how you pass it? I could definitely take a fresh eval and like doing the exact same thing as when I passed them. So like entering pretty heavy. I could do this and try to pass like 1 or 2 evals a week. That could be cool. I think if I lose like 2 trades in a row, though, it might be cooked. The eval might be cooked. Maybe even 1 trade, the eval might be cooked. Yes, that would be so good. We can do that. We can do that, but I'll be way more aggressive. I'll take way more aggressive plays than full port the funded. I'm currently on 100K lightning funded accounts now. Since I blew the last set on that freaking Trump bar. At least I made some bread on Friday right after, but I was literally two trades away from requesting my payout. I was at 1,000. No. I was at 156. I was 2.5K away from requesting the payout. Yeah, I guess the drawdown started on that one. But yeah. Which is the best bang for your buck? To be honest, currently to request a payout with 100K Lightning funded accounts, in my opinion, are the easiest plan available to request a payout. Because you have a 6K profit target with a $4,000 drawdown, which means that you don't have to make 200%. You only need to make, what is it, like 130? So like having a 4K drawdown with a 6K profit target, for me, how I do things, usually I'll risk 1K per trade to make 1K and try to make 6 Rs within the month. So 6 trades, win 6 trades more than I lose, and then I'll be able to request a payout without losing 4. So like your job really is to be the best risk manager as possible, and not let emotions get to you, and not let like 2 back-to-back losses get to you. But I think Lightning funded accounts, once you have like a very good strategy and you know how to manage yourself, 100K Lightning, you don't pay for an eval. It's not cheap, but you don't pay for an eval, so you skip the eval part. Plus there's a 6K profit target and a 4K drawdown. I don't think it can get easier than this. And then you have a 2.5K per account payout. There is some cheaper options for sure, where maybe you'll make even more in terms of return on investments. But I think it's a pretty good plan. The 150Ks right now, I think the drawdown is 5,250, which in terms of like percentage would be considered harder than the 100K and the 50. So like of course you're gonna make less and you have a smaller buffer. That's the thing though. It's like you'll have a smaller buffer after. Because the Lightning, at a certain point, you have such a big buffer and you need to make like 4.5K with a huge buffer with no daily loss limit anymore. I would say like the hard thing about the Lightning is the first payout. First payout, and then the second is easy. The third is even easier. And that's pretty much it. You can see me, I'm drinking a coffee at 6:30 p.m. It might be a hard one when I'm gonna try to sleep, but man, this weekend was I slept late this weekend, so it's the Mondays are always hard because it was my birthday, so we definitely partied. Your drawdown goes up. Your drawdown goes up with your end of day balance. Happy birthday! Thank you. He got hammered. We definitely partied. We did. Love the Cartier shades. Let's go. Thank you. Love them also. That's definitely I would say definitely the best gift I've ever received. Definitely. But now since I received that gift, I got to step up my game. I can't let someone give me a better gift than what I'm going to give them. I literally can't. So like next gift, thank you, brother. I love that mindset. Yeah, that's the mindset to have. For sure. Can I gift you something? What do you want to gift me? My brother. I'm telling you, the in terms of like gifts and stuff, there's no things that can really like. I would say the gifts really they're so different when you're like a teenager than when you become grown and you now have the money to buy whatever you want. Really, like at a certain age, when you receive a gift, you don't really mind the gift too much. It's really about what the person did to give you that gift, or like in general, just the fact that he's thinking about you and makes the effort to gift you something. That's really it. And I would say, but like when you're a teenager or like when you're young, bro, those gifts they impact you so much, so much. And I still remember the gifts that I received when I was like 9, 10, and I was shocked. I was like, I really wanted that thing so much, and I got it. I still remember, you know. So I think gifts are, especially when you're a kid, like gifting your kids stuff. Well, you got to make them wait though, so like they don't. If you give them stuff all the time, it's like, at a certain point, kids are kids. They will take you for granted. But if it's like once a while, like once a year, you like make it worth it. Definitely has a lot of impact on someone. What is that? Waifu robot? What's that? What kind of hair you want? Bro, I can't keep up with that. You want to know? Let me check online. What's that? What? It's like it's a robot. Literally a robot. Do you only use Lightning accounts? I do, but what I like to do on the side, since I trade my Lightning accounts, I'm kind of aggressive on them. So like what I like to do is passing select accounts on the side also. Trying to be aggressive when I can. I do trade select evals, but if I can't pass a select eval, you already know. It's Lightning funded all the way. if I blew my accounts and I have no accounts, bro, I'm not gonna try to pass an eval. It's either I blew the accounts and I have the select already ready to get, you know, to get funded, or it's over. How do you manage to deal with 20% consistency on the Lightning funded? I mean, in my opinion, you should never put yourself in a situation where you can request a payout below 5 trades or like 5 or 6 winning days. It will be way too much risk. You know, one bad trade can kill you. So how I do things, I look at my my profit target and my amount of drawdown. Then I'm telling myself, okay, if I have $4,000 of drawdown and I have a $6,000 profit target, how much should I risk? And what is going to be my approach? My approach is a 1-to-1, and I have specific models that I trade every single day, and I wait for. And those models, I know how much I can, basically how big the loss streaks are usually. Okay, usually, like, it's very rare that I'll go in a 4 trade losing streak, 5 trade losing streak. Usually, if I blow an account, it would be more of like a big losing day because of something. I either tilted or, I don't know. Let's say the last accounts that I blew, Trump candle. What do you want me to do? I still lost, but lost way more than I should have. So I know how many losses I can take back to back. So then if I know that I can't, like, it's very rare that I'll take 4 losses back to back, then what I'll do is I'll risk accordingly. I'll risk $1,000 per trade, which is four back-to-back losses would kill the account, but I would only need 6 wins more than losses within a month to be able to request the payout. Usually after a month and a half, I'll be very close to the payout. But you need to, that's the thing though, that's why you also need to make sure you're trading either enough accounts or a big enough account size, so waiting a month and a half is worth your time. Select daily has the best payouts. They are definitely great for sure. You use unfilled gaps to pass the select. Look, Nathan, I received so many questions about like unfilled gaps, and unfilled gaps is a great model, but it's only one of my draw liquidity. You know, it's like when I see this, it's clear, it's blatant for me that the next bar has more chances on this 15-minute to print to the upside, okay, and close bullish than actually reversing without entering that gap and sweeping that low. But this is like one scenario. That scenario, if you're waiting for it the whole day, it might not happen, you know, or you might not be looking at the right time frame. This is just one of the plays that I have in my playbook. I have so many other ways to frame a trade, which, you know, the one that I popularized in a sense on my YouTube, or where I show a lot, is the fact that, okay, I'm expecting that next distribution to be bullish from that, you know, but I don't just use that to pass my evals, or I don't just use that in order to trade in general. If I see it and it's such a blatant, you know, trade for me, I'll take it. But I'm not just watching this and only this throughout the whole day, which is really important, because there's things that happened before that shows up before that will make me take a trade, or there's even better scenarios than those ones, you know. So, like, that's very important to know. I see so many like comments or like below, especially my tweets, or like when I'll take a loss and I'll post like the recording, they're gonna be like, "Why didn't you wait for the unfilled gap?" It's one singular way of framing my trade. One singular. There's so many. I wouldn't say there's so many, but like I would say I have 5, 6 plays that I take. You know, your bag needs to be deep. You need to have you need to know what can happen, or like you need to have multiple. You need to be very aware of multiple different scenarios that can happen for you to choose the right one on the day. If you only look at one singular one, I think you are shooting yourself in the foot, because imagine if that one it's not showing up, then you lose your edge. Or if it's showing up but it never gives you the entry that you were waiting for, then you also lose your edge. Bro, you trading ICT, go get a real job. I'm doing my job right now. I'm literally doing my job right now as we speak. Initiate a poll on what? What's the poll you want me to initiate? Are you copy trading your Lightning accounts? Yes, I'm copy trading 500K Lightning funded accounts currently at $3,000. Yeah, my account balances are like 100,000, 103, almost, I think 103.1. So halfway there. It's pretty fast. If you can rack up like 4 or 5 wins in a row and then de-risk, you're good. You didn't miss anything, Jay. How you doing, brother? Is there a delay? How much delay is there? Seven seconds, okay. Okay, so here the hourly bar is sweeping 73. It's currently pushing back below the open. I would say if we can find some good displacement below 21, definitely we'll be looking for a short back down towards the daily low. I would say it's easy money trade there. Definitely pretty slow, but you have some room. I think, to go to the downside if we reject that high. Really came across your stream just a couple of days ago and really appreciate your calm trading style compared to so many other traders out there screaming and causing dopamine. All right, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely known for my calm trading style. And yeah, definitely I always say this. Usually the people that listen to me are quite older. The younger guys would find me boring. Moss think he's so tough, that's why he's calm. Facts. It's like at a certain point you have like so much ego that you just don't care now. Where are you from? Born in North Africa, so Algeria. Live in Canada. You're not very calm when you win on screen, on stream, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if I win, that's different. If I win, let me celebrate. Let me celebrate life. You're the one who continuously give out the sauce, though. Facts. That's true. That's true. I finally managed to blow 5 select accounts. I won on the first Asia stream. No way. Took 2 payouts from each of them. Oh my god. No way. You actually won the max aloe and we're able to get 2 payouts out of this on those 5 accounts. You're a G. Good stuff, brother. That's like the you give max aloe to someone on a giveaway, immediately he's able to request 10k with them. Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, for me, I don't see that as an L. If you were able to get 2 payouts out of this, bro. Listen to your interview and made me understand your style more. And you said you're French, so c'est sûr que je m'abonne. Appreciate you, brother. You have the most French name I've ever seen. So shout out to you, brother. Thank you. What's Algeria like? I haven't been since I was probably like 13, so I can't really say. Things have changed. No, you will be able to, Dennis. You will be able to, I think, pretty soon. If you are not already able to, they're doing whatever whatever it takes to bring Canadians live. LARP with your glasses? Nah, I already LARPed enough. I'm good. But claiming Morocco, only claim Morocco in situations where I don't want to explain where I was born, What's your difference in your risk when you're in eval versus when you're funded? I'll explain to you one thing about evals where I think a lot of people go wrong and they spend way too much for no reason. It's like there's a lot of people like me who understand the concept of you need to take your eval with more aggression because you're wasting time, in a sense that you have that opportunity cost of, oh, maybe the market is like going to meet with my strategy, and if I am not spending time trading a funded account, then I am missing out not just on the fee that I paid for that eval, but I'm missing out on the payout that I could have made if I was funded. That's really my thought process. So like where I think a lot of people go wrong when they try to pass evals aggressively is that, brother, if you are trying to pass accounts aggressively, okay, let's say you take the aggressive approach, okay, which is risking quite heavy, which is what I do. If let's say if I'm on a growth account or I'm on a select account. Let's say I'm on a select account. Usually, what I'll do for me, because I value time more than the money that I spend for the select in order to get it in the first place, is basically what I'll do is I'll risk. Let's say it's a let's say it's a 50K because everyone buys 50Ks. Okay, let's say it's a 50K, and the maximum I'll look at the rules and I'll look at how much is the maximum that I can make in a day to respect the consistency rule, and I'll see it's 1,000. Okay, since it's a 40% consistency rule, so that's the most like the biggest amount of money that I can make in a day. Okay, then so basically I need like the fastest route to be funded would be 1,000, 1,500. Okay, to respect that 40%. So split them in 3 days and do uh oh, it would be 1,200. Yeah. Is it? Let me calculate it. It's 1,200. Yeah. Okay. My fault. So 2.4, 600. Okay. So it would be 1.2 the first day, 1.2 the second, and 600 on the last. Okay. So here, what I would do, okay, is I'll go for a 1-to-1 risk to reward with a $1,200 of risk. Okay. And then so I'll basically the sauce that I want to say basically here is, instead of copy trading the evals, I go one by one. Because if you are going to go with such high risk, then there's a high variance, meaning that the difference between the worst possible outcome and the best possible outcome is is very close, because you are risking almost 50% of the drawdown. So if you want to go the aggressive route, then you can't really copy trade them with super high risk, because it would be imagine, let's say, if those first 3 trades don't go by and you lose 15 accounts. In my opinion, the best way to pass those accounts, if you are going to take heavy risk, let's say the selects would be like, it's hard to say because it's 3 days, but let's say on a note where you're really trying to pass that very quick. Okay, if you really want to pass that very quick, the gross is the would be the one that would give you the fastest route to being funded. I would say like the selects would be like, you could take your time when you're funded, because there's such a big return on investment if you can pull it off to a payout. But let's say you have the growth, then you can pass it in one day. So then what I would do back in the day was like, I would buy 5 growth accounts, but I would not copy trade when I'm in the eval stage. I would take them one by one, but I would buy 5 on Monday, and then Monday I'm risking the drawdown. Tuesday I'm risking the drawdown. Thursday I'm risking the drawdown. And at the end of the week, I would have had bought 5, but 3 of them are passed. So if I can keep a pass rate above 50%, then my business is rolling and I'm making money. But if it's starting to be below, I would say 40%, that is starting to be low in terms of like how much money you can make. What's your margin? So like it's always a question of, what is my return on investment and how much time do I spend? passing those evals, you know? So pretty much it. You see, like the when you're trying to pass, if you don't want to go to the eval route, then choose the lightning funded, which is what I do. If you want to go to the eval route, but you're trying to pass them very aggressively because you value a lot the opportunity cost, then passing them one by one is by far the play to not put yourself in a situation where, imagine if you're on the loss streak, that can happen. Or at least instead of blowing through multiple sets, you'll just blow through one. It's going to take you more time, but you're going to have a better cost control. So like, yeah, I see the comment. Someone said, and if you go normal route, low risk, copy trade as much as possible and slowly grind them until funded and payout, possibly even rotate them 2 to 3 at a time for even the lower variance. I would say, of course, the lowest variance possible. So like the lowest risk you can take would be to risk small and take your time. But at that point, you need to ask yourself, is it worth my time to take so much time to pass them? That's really where it is. Because look, if you're gonna pass a select, okay, if it's gonna take you 2 months to pass a select, but you were able to pass it, and let's say you had 5 selects, then that means that you could have requested 5 payouts on a set of a 150K lightning funded accounts or 100K lightning funded accounts. You could have made 10K. That's what I'm saying. So like at that point, it's you choose. Of course, they cost more, but that's how I view it. I view it as like, okay, if I don't pass them aggressively, then I'm not missing out on 300. I'm missing out on potentially 10K. But of course, it's way easier said than done. These are just maths behind them. Didn't know you speak French. I do speak French. Yes. Je parle français. But I think most people here in the chat are from the States, and people hate French people. The Americans hate French people, from what I heard. Let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm definitely looking to potentially take the sales back towards that daily low, chat. I really like how my first hourly candle is operating, displacing below the opening price, rejecting from that daily closure, finding some strength below that daily open. Like that. On the breakout, might choose. I might choose to enter here. I would force a pullback within this range. Can't really enter now. Let's wait. Would you rather buy a lightning funded or reset funded accounts like you can do it on other firms? Would you rather buy a lightning funded account or reset funded accounts? I mean, I would rather buy a lightning funded account because the reset is like double the lightning. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. If you would have kept your balance, I mean, that would have been worth it, but which doesn't really make sense. So I would say lightning funded account because it's not the same cost. Definitely not the same cost. It's like double. That the other one would be double. I split my trades on separate accounts. I've had some payouts and some of them are blown almost at the same time. Yeah, exactly. I somehow took my winners on the same one and the other losers on the other ones. Yeah. That's really what's gonna happen. Splitting the risk between two accounts is by far the easiest way to have the lowest variance, the lowest of them all. So I'll enter one mini Nash deck right there on a pullback if I get one. Come on. Pullback. Pullback, my brother. Pullback on me. That push, bro. We'll get the pullback, in my opinion. I hope we do. I'm coping right now. But all the trades that I've seen I was able to frame were impossible to enter in within the last week. You're late. I mean, it's easy to say. Easy to say, but when you're going to see that deep pullback, those same people that are saying that I'm late are not going to be there, you know. Yeah, I like that entry. Really like that entry. Really, really like that entry. Hopefully we get back into that 5-minute gap. Feel me? Feel me, you feel me? Hopefully price will feel me. Let's see if we get the pullback here. I don't think shorting right now is a good play without seeing a deep enough pullback. Could kill us within this range. It definitely, you know, if I would have started with micros right there, it's obviously a good play, but you know, I don't want to enter like freaking 15 contracts on that. I prefer just having my limit right there at 412. Waiting for a pullback, but it's very strong. Very bearish. Would have wanted that pullback to happen right now, which is not happening. It is not. It might dump now. So hard to gauge, man. So hard to gauge. It's over. It's pushing now. Pushing now. It's 1,000% sweeping that daily low. Those freaking, I would say those last few 6 p.m.s have been so trendy. It's just back to back bearish bars in the macro without ever seeing a pullback, which is 100,000% impossible for me to enter, even if I have the right bias. So, yeah, I saw a comment, someone saying lack of strong manipulation, internal manipulation until other markets join. It's the good and the bad thing about Sydney. I mean, for me to have a high win rate, I just can't enter here because that's just high frequency. I would win, but I would not win big, or like I would, the my losers would be so much bigger than my wins. I can't enter all those aggressive plays. If I had to, you know. So currently the hourly bar closed bearish, very aggressive in my opinion. If you just saw this chart and it was a 1-minute chart, where do you think price will go? Do you think it's going to print to the upside or to the downside? So for me, if I had to predict where the close of that next bar would be, for me, I would predict that the next bar would trade back below 86 very aggressively and potentially get drawn into 50. Okay, depending on the level of aggression that we're seeing from that sweep, it could give you a very good piece of information here. We could have a short. The shorts are still in play, in my opinion. If we can get back up aggressively and then hold and then invalidate those bars within this range and reflip back, could be a very good play for that daily low. Keep in mind that daily low is still my target with how aggressive we closed on that daily bar. But the thing is, with that strong, yeah, it's very, very weak. And so the daily objective was taken out already. So the daily low, which is usually always what I try to scalp with you guys. Someone asked, why did I not answer right at market open? It's like, if I enter a market open and I enter micros, you know what's gonna happen in this chat, bro. People scared of the New York session. They're moving a lot in Asia right now. I see this more and more. A lot of people are trying to trade the Asia session because of, I would say, those Trump tweets. It's kind of scaring them. Especially imagine if you're someone who doesn't have hard stops. Now it's forcing you to have hard stops. I think you should always have hard stops, but if you're someone who gauges the reactions, yeah, it's kind of hard. Are you going long? Hell no. I was short from the Asia Open. Bias. Did not answer shorts though. Easy to frame a trade, harder to be in one. You know? Type thing. Type shit. Is this your music? I didn't choose it, but still vibe with it. I was in there and you were calling for a pullback and we were at 400. It got me scared and I got out. So where are we getting in again? What? That can't be true. Anyone else watch the Conor ruin a great UFC card? What happened? Because I was looking at that exact moment. I think that was the Argentina's game, and I was still watching it. I tried to open the stream, but then saw that it was already over. So I watched the recordings and I just saw that the fight ended. So like, does anyone know like more details about what happened? I saw him like getting injured. Like, what is it? Is it too much steroids? What is it? This might be too much steroids, I think. I think it's going to fill the hourly fair value gap down there. If you zoom out, there is a fair value gap that needs to get filled. Which one? This one? We definitely could. We definitely could. It's pretty far. Not too far, of course, but with the current volume that we have, it's pretty far. Have to see how that next 15 closes. I really like the current setup on the 15. If we can sweep the hourly low and close back within the range, I would be interested in a long back up within this internal gap. There's 6 minutes left for that 15-minute bar to close. The best play would be if we have a very strong displacement above 415, which is going to be very hard to see, and then potentially see a move back up towards the 15-minute gap for a quick scalp. That's going to be my play. Let me see here. I can pull it out. So here's the gap. Let's see if we can have this. Set up. So we're currently 742 in the chat. You guys already know the drill. I think, yeah, definitely some more people are interested in the Asia session stream. So let's do a giveaway. All right, let's do a giveaway. Let's celebrate the fact that we have hella motion. So, all right, first like goal, chat. Let's do 300 likes for 150K. Let me know in the chat. Do we do a select or growth? I already know the answer, but let me know if you want select or growth. But 300 likes and doing a giveaway. Growth. Okay, that's the first one. Not lightning. We're not doing lightning. We're definitely not doing lightning. Okay, so the chat chose already. So select. Oh shit, I did not order the food. Holy cow. I actually have to order the food now, or my brother's gonna beat me up. Oh my days, I almost forgot. The amount of times it happened to me. Like I forgot to order the food and then 8:30 hits. And I'm like, all right, it's GG's. Your big brother is your boss? No. This one. Wait. Let me check. Damn. That's not the word, by the way, for the giveaway. Oh, we're already at 300. Okay. So that was pretty easy. 15-minute bar is still quite aggressive below the previous candle's low, and also not giving us the reaction I wanted to see from 86 to potentially see the move back up towards the gap. We're gonna stay patient. I think there's some room to take a trade here, especially if price starts moving for real. I like the action so far. Definitely was a play that I saw happening pretty easily. I would say the shorts. Was there a true way of entering? I would say at that current point where we were when we shifted, it was the biggest 50-50, and then we just never truly saw any pullbacks. So if you were in shorts around this area, I would say like the 27s, definitely the right play. But also the exact moment where I would anticipate buyers to defend their positions again if there was going to be any. So currently that 15 is being very aggressive, not willing to see the gap. So don't spam. You can stop spamming the word. By the way, this is not the word. So we already locked in 150k select with you guys. So let's do another target. You guys know I'm always doing the giveaways at a certain time, specific time, so around like 8 p.m. So let's try to rack them up here. Second like goal, let's do 500 likes. And at 500 likes, I'm doing another 150k select. All right. So second 150k select at 500 likes. It's pretty easy with 784 people watching currently. Okay. All right, I'm ordering that right now. My fault. All right. Ordered. So we're good. So 15-minute bar is going to close bearish, very strong below that hourly low. Exactly like I anticipate that current move to happen. I would say there's a pretty big likelihood of us continuing to go down from that move. I would say the next draw on liquidity for the hourly would easily be 53. If we do see some aggression, if let's say this candle ends up closing, the best thing would be if this candle ends up closing and we open up lower and then we sweep that low and we start pushing back very aggressively and we point towards the unfilled gap, I would definitely be very interested in taking a long back towards that unfilled. So instead of it being trading it in the fourth candle, then I would be trading out of the fifth. So wait, I thought I lagged for a second. Did I lag, chat? I couldn't see the timing. But basically, instead of trading the fourth candle, I'm trading the fifth candle within that whole range that formed the gap. So best play here, sweep that low, close back within the range long. Let's see if that happens. Did I lag? No lag. Okay, good. Because I was looking at my screen and I couldn't see the time here. And usually when it does that, it's like, yo, I'm freezing. What's for supper, bro? I ordered. You don't know. You don't want to know what I ordered. I ordered pizzas. With real dough. Yeah. No, real dough. So Italian pizzas. They're gonna be there at 8:30. Ordered so I ordered like two normal pizzas and one of them is like a stuffed pizza. So like it's a pizza closed in. It's like they take the pizza and they close it and they make it as a sandwich basically. That's more something that they do in North Africa, I think. Tunisia. I think they're the ones that invented that, which is not really a big invention, but still very good. So good. The word that I know is like maklub. Yeah. Maklub. Yo. Shout out Montreal. How you doing, brother? That's not the word. Oh my freaking days. That's not the word, bro. I'm also holding it down for the city right now. Bro's the Drake of trading. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. The food ordering talk is trade trolling me. We moved to the boonies 4 years ago. No delivery food of any kind. I miss being able to fire up an app and order anything I want. Bro, I don't know what I'd do without Uber, bro. It's definitely the best thing as a trader, as someone who's who's doing a lot of work throughout the day. Oh, there's an Italian word for it. Calzone. Calzone. What is it? Calcione. Calzone. Did I say it right? Panzerotti. Damn, that's tough. Italian is definitely the hardest hardest in terms of like how much aura do you have when you speak that language? What do you guys think? Spanish and Italian, in my opinion, are very tough. No, it's not. What is it? French? Russian? I know a few words in Russian. Lumi showed me. Privet. Kak dela. Well, let me see the other words. I have them here. I always pull them out. Privet. Kak dela. Menjat vast. Dva goda. Shit. Was my Russian good? Dva goda. It's like 22 years old. I'm 22 years old. I'm not 22 anymore. I'm 23. I just turned 23 like yesterday. So what's 23 then? Dva is 22. Now what's 23? Dvatsat? Dvatst? I don't know. You guys have to be like, let's say when Lumi was trying to teach me a few words, she was writing the words. Like, let's say there was a word called menya. I think menya. And she typed it M-N-A. There's no way for me to remember that it's spelled, or like you say it as menya. So I wrote it as like M-E-N-I-A. When you guys just type M-N-A. I think menya, yeah. I think that is. Okay. Current 15-minute candle is pushing back within the range. If we can close strongly above 400, I would be attempting a long back towards that gap, forcing a pullback within the range. I'll try it. Might take some time, but I think price is moving pretty well with the structure that we're having. Not bad. Dobro utro. Good. That means good morning. Shit. All right. Okay, now I have some game. Can spit some game now. I'm locked in. All right. Currently, 15-minute bars pushing very aggressively. We have an unfilled gap above us. If we can close strongly on that one, I would expect the next one to go and fill the gap and actually close bullish within the range. The question is, are we going to reject now, or are we going to push now? The best thing would be if we reject and then we start pushing strong at the close. Then I'll be looking for a long. If not, then we'll wait. We'll wait for this hourly. I think we could still get a very decent play, because the action right now is pulling back. There is structure that needs to get filled above us, but if that candle flips from being bearish to then bullish, then we have a potential play, because if it holds and then it starts pushing very aggressively back within the range, I know the reaction from the daily low is what's giving us all that buying pressure. So now I can anticipate the next hourly bar to also be bullish from that rejection of 86. If it can also be such a good squeeze, because if it pushes back up and then we find sellers here within the previous print and we go down again, that could be an amazing sell after. So I mean, multiple things we can take within this range. We just have to stay patient. Yeah. Your birthday was this month, Cancer. Very sensitive person. Yes, exactly. I'm a very sensitive person. Very sensitive trader. Would you ever take the first sweep candle of the 5-minute if it sweeps the fair value gap? Repeat that. Would you ever take the first sweep candle of the 5-minute? I don't know what you're referring to. Like, are you saying longs, shorts? Like, what are you talking about? Birthday's on the 21st of July. Let's go. Yeah, don't make fun of me. Facts. Oh, you mean like if it sweeps the gap, if it taps into the gap and then starts closing back within the range, will I take shorts? Is that what you mean? Est-ce que tu trades le Nasdaq in the London session aussi? That was half French, half English. Do you trade Nasdaq on London session? Also, that's really what he was asking. I can, but I sleep at that time. Have you ever thought time then price? I still think it's time then price. I pretty much believe in this. But it's not time like you were thought. It's time in a different way. You're where someone killed me. So currently within this 15, it's pretty weak, depending on how we're gonna see it push, but it's not close enough from the gap for me to. So basically, the distance between this close and the gap in and of itself is bigger than the close and the low of that print that I'm predicting that is gonna be, bullish. So, you see the close? God damn. Yep. Yep, buddy. What the hell is happening? Is Trump speaking? He trades every hour and never sleeps. Bro, I definitely could trade every hour. But would I do well? No. Definitely not. If I traded every hour with a different account, I would do very well. That is something to know. If I was copy trading 5 accounts and I had to trade the whole day, I would get absolutely smoked. If you give me 1 account per hour, I'm doing amazing. I probably blow like 35-40% of them and do very well on the others. Bro, you see that beautiful pullback here? If we got it there, I would have shorted with my life. With my life. My life, mate. Okay, currently at 400 likes. At 500 likes, chat, I'm doing a 150K select account giveaway. So currently gonna do, since we reached the first light goal, which was 300, the second light goal is gonna be 500. And then we'll see if we can give away 3 to 4 accounts tonight. I think we can easily do that. or Asia session is the new New York session, so more people joining, more definitely more traction on that session. So let's see if we can make the best out of those giveaways. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. 422 Irish Moss. Yeah, I studied McGregor, you know. No. Bro, my screen keeps lagging. It's killing me. It's my trading view, I think. I swear, every dump we blame Trump, yeah. It's like we are traumatized at that point. It's like exactly like, have you ever played a video game where there's like current active cheaters on the game, and as soon as you get shitted on, then you're like, okay, that guy's a cheater immediately, because you're just traumatized. Same thing. Moss, when did you start trading? Started in 2022. Took it extremely seriously in 2023. Very early. Very strong push from the sellers here. Very late push also. I waited literally every single moment from that 15-minute bar to fake out the buyers on the pullback here. We're seeing the distribution back towards the low, which was 53. That was my target. Let's say the low hanging fruit target. After this, anything after this is pretty much just risk management at that point, and like trailing stops. Could easily go back to 23. We're starting to see some volume, but at this point, I'm not gonna try to make any predictions, or I don't view anything having a high chance of being swept. All the objectives have been swept, in my opinion, with just looking at the size of those hourly bars, considering how much volume we currently have. So let's see. We could see a full-on reversal in the last 30 minutes of that last 25 minutes. We can see that easily during the Asia session. So let's see what ends up happening. Pretty confident that we're going to be able to take a trade within the next few minutes, but it's up to the markets. Moss, how long did it take you to become profitable? I'm just starting out. I have a decent understanding of the market, but sometimes I struggle to answer and trust my ICT analysis. I receive this question a lot. Becoming profitable is not a switch that you turn and you stop making mistakes and you just consistently make money every month. Being profitable is more of a status that you do everything in your power to not lose, exactly like your physical shape. So trading is not something that is linear, meaning that once you start having a good understanding of technical analysis, and once you start having a good understanding of the business model and business approach of prop firms in general, it doesn't get easier, and you don't just close your eyes and enter and you make profits in a day. It's always up and down. It's always some months you're going to lose. Some, for 3 weeks, you're going to be in break-even stage, and then you're going to pull it off. So it's very scrappy all the time. It's not always good days. It's not always good months or good quarters. So I would say, like, how long did it take me to get my first payout? Took me 4 months, 4 to 5 months to get my first payout. After that was hard, very, very hard. And it doesn't truly get to a point where, you just hop in the chart and you just smile because you're going to make money. This is not it. It's really, you got to manage your risk every day, and you got to have a strong mind. So, I mean, at the end, all of this to say, like, I think people have the wrong perspective of being profitable as a whole. But I would say to see consistent results or to make 2K consistently per month, it took me a year and a half to make 2K per month. And then a lot of ups and downs also, especially when I started to try to scale. But I would say like after 2 years of doing this full time every day, you're gonna do pretty well, depending on your version of success. Because my version of success is very different to a lot of people. I am someone who doesn't like to spend a lot, and someone who is very content with those base hits and certainty rather than asymmetry. That's how people are with chess. People think everyone is cheating. I would bet so. Especially online, it's so easy to cheat, no? So easy to cheat online in chess. Am I wrong? There's definitely like softwares to like cheat. $444 likes, chat. We need 500 likes, and I'm doing a second 150K select account giveaway. Currently giving away one account. So at 500 likes, I'm giving away another one, and then we're gonna try to give away 4 accounts today. Hey, that's what I'm trying to do. Even Tony said there was a big cheating scandal in chess a couple of years ago. I think I saw that, like someone having something inside his body or something that would tell him, okay, play like this or that. Was that it? Yeah. Yeah, that. We all know where it went in his body too, to not get detected. But let's not talk about this. Let's talk about the charts. Netflix did a doc on it. Shit. It's crazy. What is it like? He beat like the best person in the world, and they were like, it's impossible. You can't. That guy's unbeatable. I have that same device when I take my trades. Briv. 472, chat. Come on. 15-minute candles just print back to back below the previous ones. Also trading back within the range before actually flipping. Very hard, very hard action here to read in terms of expecting something clear to happen. Of course, it's bearish. We're displacing below the opening price, but I'm talking in the perspective of taking a trade and believing that price will go from A to B from this action is not the simplest thing. Definitely not. Moss looking buffed. Appreciate you, brother. No, I mean I just I am rocking the Nike suit there. Everyone would look buffed in that. Do you use the TradingView chart and execute on Tradeify? Yeah. I execute a lot of my trades on Tradeify. Smooth. It's very smooth. Do you consider New York midnight opening price for daily bias? No. Being profitable is kind of like life. Everyone has similar experience, but not everyone journey / life is the same. True. Question of perspective. Everything's a question of perspective. Perspective or perception? My philosophers in the chat. Life's a question of perspective. Life is a question of perception. Both? Facts. But there's a big difference between them. I forgot about it. That's a rare Claude moment. What's the difference between perspective and perception? Let's see. While this hourly candle is just dying, holy cow. It is gonna look for that hourly gap. That is definitely gonna happen. So close to it. So let's see. Now let's try to find our answer before someone very smart in the chat already knows it or typed it in Claude before me. So perception is the raw process of taking in and interpreting sensory information. It's how your brain turns light hitting your eyes, sound waves eating your ears, into a current experience of the world. It happens fast, often automatically, and is shaped by things like attention, expectations, and even mood. Perspective is more like the vantage point or framework you're viewing something from. Okay, so it's perspective. So I was right. Your position, values, experience, and assumptions that shape how you interpret what you perceive. It's less about the raw sensory intake and more about the meaning making layer on top of it. Damn. So life is really a question of perspective. That was deep. Now we're smarter. We're definitely smarter. Perspective is in fact based on perception. Yeah, I guess. That's really... It's very similar, but the correct way of saying what I was willing to say was perspective. So we could have a pretty good short. We have that hourly gap that is still not filled. I would say if we fake out buyers within this 15-minute print and we can reclaim the open, oh my days, I'll be in shorts. That's gonna be an easy short right there. Is it gonna happen? We need to see price moving back up without sweeping that low, which is so close, or like tapping into the gap at 25. Shit, it's not gonna be easy. What's a good general rule on the hourly gap for reaction? The question is, how do you currently view gaps? Do you view them as I'm waiting for a reaction, then I'm taking the trade? Or like, what's your overall view on them? Because like those gaps, I don't view them like most people. I will trade back into I would trade against the gap depending on the reaction that I'm seeing and how strong we close in the gap. Like maybe 50% filled for reversal potentially. I don't view it that way. How I view it is, where is my next candle going to expand, and what is the structure that I'm currently seeing? If I'm looking at this chart, which is the hourly, then one thing that is certain is when this candle will close, another hour will go by and another hourly candle will close. So if you know the direction of that next hourly bar, then no matter your entry, that's false, but your entry should be your last, I would say, the last thing that you look for. Okay. So if you look at this chart for what it is, would you believe that the next bar would be bullish or bearish from what you're seeing? What most people will do is that they will mark out this gap and they will look for price to tap within this gap, okay, and then immediately take the first shift to then bring it back home at the most recent high, which is like more of a reactionary way of trading where I'm gonna tick the boxes of key levels being tapped and showing me a rejection. Which, do you truly know where price is gonna go, or you're just basing your whole system off of bounces and key levels, which is pretty subjective in my opinion, because how many times are we going to tap a gap and just burst through it? Multiple times. Or like, how many times are we going to start rejecting a gap, but that hourly candle will end up closing bearish? So you were totally offside and did not have the right way of framing a trade. For me, how do I read it? How I read this chart is, yes, I see the gap below me, okay, right there. But if I was, instead of using this chart as an hourly and trying to predict the next hour, I would look at this chart exactly like if it was a 1 minute chart. And I would be like, okay, if I was seeing this on the one and I had to take a trade, it would be either a long or a short. Would I click buy or would I click sell, or would I wait? And that gives me a very good understanding of what I should do next. So, or where I think price will get drawn into. So here for me, we're rejecting highs, breaking lows. We're seeing candles closing below each other and seeing aggression from them, and seeing candles printing below its opening price, showing me aggression from sellers. Until I see a candle, okay, that is fully closing back within the range bullish from that gap tap, I am not going to be long at all, because that candle is currently fluctuating to the downside, showing me that the sellers are the one controlling the market. So if you're looking for a reversal right now, then you're basically putting yourself in a situation where you're going to have like a 30% win rate, or you're overall offside, in my opinion, from where the next candle will go, or could most likely be going. So here, if this candle closes, I would expect the next hour to continue that trend, okay, be bearish. Exactly like what happened here with the aggression right there. And I would expect the next one to die back towards the next sell side. When it's clear and obvious, then I initiate a trade. If it's not clear and not obvious, then I wait. So then here, how I would view this gap is, okay, if this candle closes and is very strong, then I could trade back into this gap using the sellers from this bar to trade with me, okay? But until I see a candle closing bullish from the reaction of that gap, I won't do anything. or even if we are within a gap, but we do close very strong and bearish within it, then I'm still expecting us to dig deeper within the gap on the next hour. You see? So it's a pretty simple way of seeing things, but it filters out a lot of the noise of, oh, I missed out on this trade. I should have looked for a bounce here. Where, if you have this way of thinking, it's probably genuinely the worst way of thinking, because you're always second guessing yourself. You're always saying to yourself that you should have been in, could have been in, would have been in, when in reality you're just reacting to the randomness of the market, which is very true. Pure randomness. $497 likes, 940 freaking one people in the chat. Nah, we're so tough. We're so tough. I might have to put the glasses on to what do you guys think? Do I put the glasses on so make it 1,000? Now we just gotta take a trade. So within this range, I am gonna be looking for a strong close below 53. If we get this, I would say that the easiest draw would be this hourly gap. And then if we see the 24 level not being able to hold, then 50% of that gap would be my next target. Let's see what ends up happening here. I think we can fake out some good buyers within this range and take a good sale. Take a good sale. Buy? Hell no. I'll hit the glasses once this trade hits. All right. I'll fully LARP. Okay. Price is doing something crazy. You see how we are fully capsulating? This is the thing though with Asia. Once volume starts picking up, those candles flip super fast. So the action is currently we're gonna see some good action within the next few minutes. Let's see. I'm smiling because I could take a trade potentially. Let me go to the bathroom. Coming back in 15 seconds, and we'll definitely try to take a trade within this range. If it flips back bullish, you already know what's happening. It will be a very good decision. Very good decision to take soon. Let's see. Let me lock in. Let me lock the F in. Bro, that guy said, I heard your stream. That is not that funny, but I don't know why it's funny. If we can see a rejection, let's see. It's gonna flip back. Damn, look at this. Look at this. That's crazy. Okay. Let me bend chest. I got this. There's keeps having a new chat. Yes. Timed out. 86k seconds. Hell out of here, boy. All right, let's lock in. Tokyo's gonna open right now. I really wanted to see that. It's hard. It's hard. It's gonna be a hard trade to take, Riv. Let's see, chat. Let's see if I can enter here. I'm in. I'm in on this. Good push. Come on. Just be strong. You just got to be strong above the open here and we're good. Could be in for a rally. Yes. Come on, 8 p.m. Open up higher, brother. Open up higher. That's your only job. We got the read here. 8 p.m. is going to open now. Oh my God. Bang! Come on, boy! Let's go! Sheesh! That was perfect. I fucking knew it. Oh my God! I'm him! Nah! I'm actually him. Holy shit. I'm so tough. Can we get some W's in the chat? Nah, come on. Tony, 14-3. 1,000 people here also. Let's go. Let's go, chat. Can we get some W's in the chat for that? W freaking scalp. Making that 14-3. Let's go. Come on, boy. Give me that shit. Give me that shit, boy. Damn, it wicked hard also. Right back within the range. Damn, that was such a good scalp. I definitely had the balls to hit it right there at 407, which required hella balls. But, you know. Now you already know the LARPing is coming. I deserve the LARPing though. Let me learn. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. 14 trades. No. Let me come back. Within the last 17 trades that I took here on Asia session, your boy right here is 14 wins, 3 losses. What now? What's up? Hell yeah. Let's go, chat. That was a very quick scalp, which I didn't anticipate at all. Price started to move within the last freaking 10 minutes of that hourly candle closing. So really had to take a decision very fast and act on it. Had my stop being ready to go break even very quick. Got the push I wanted. Got out. Pretty simple. And yeah. So let me take a look here. The glass is so clean. Let's go. They're valid. Approved by Mama Trades. Let's go. I'm glad I saw you buy because I had a short bias. It's all right. So still, even if we're here currently within this range, even if we're below 98, this is a moment where I'm not gonna take a trade or act on it, but this would be a moment where I'll be like, okay, we are gonna create a bearish shift in market structure. I know it on the 1-minute chart. We are gonna dig below the opening price of that hourly candle. But what is my chart saying? Is it telling me that the next hourly candle has more chances of closing bullish because of how the previous one closed? Or do we have objectives below us that we need to fill? So I would be cautious of entering longs. If you are bullish because of how we reacted to that daily low, then the reaction that you need to see from buyers should be now. But we're seeing a lot of displacement to the downside, which is very great. Wow. Okay. Strong displacement back to the downside, which is not what you want to see if you're expecting the next hourly candle to displace to the upside and close bullish. The reactions that you would want to see is basically from below that opening price. Once you start digging below the opening price, then you judge that price is in discount. And if you look for a reaction, then potentially this low is going to be protected. So depending on how you view it, I would say from the structure, I am leaning to say that the next hourly bar has more chances of printing to the upside. It's not showing me the amount of aggression that I would want to see if I'm predicting that. So if price holds that wick currently now, finds buyers here, and is able to flip right back above its opening price, for me, the low within that range is protected. If not, then it will most likely have more chance of tapping that low once it closes. So here is exactly where the squeeze will happen. It's either the sellers start stepping in and we sell off, but the real play for me is not taking the sells there. It's actually waiting for them to get absolutely smoked. And then here would be the protected low within this range and seeing that new hourly bar printing to the upside from the rejection of the daily low. That's really how I'm seeing things. Is it going to happen? It's a very deep retracement, very deep pullback. So, I mean, oh no. Yeah, Tony updated the score. So not 13-3, 14-3. Come on, boy. You already know the goal in this session. Like I said, we need to be above 50 wins and still be below 20 losses. If I have like 50 wins 18 losses, it's gonna be the best. A 14-3, and so like the 3 losses that I took, there was at least 2 of them where they were definitely the definitely very, very hard losses to accept because it immediately went back up towards my target. I think 2 of those losses were at 8 p.m. and one of those losses were just my draw was invalid on the daily. So full-on capitulation right there at 8 p.m. That was an amazing exit, an amazing scalp. So yeah, I would say now that we're seeing such displacement, very hard to say what's going to happen. But let's now focus on the giveaways, chat, since we already took our trade. Let's see. Yeah, the score counter is insane. Definitely. Definitely. How many contracts do you use for quick profits? Depending. If I know I'm gonna get out after 3 minutes, or 2 to 3 minutes, it will be 1 or 2 minis. If not, it will be it will mostly be 1, or if I know I'm gonna DCA within my trades with dollar cost average, which means that I'm gonna add to a losing position because I am very confident in the draw, then I will be entering potentially micros. So we went all the way back down to that hourly low. Wow. Okay. At this current point, really the open is your the opening price of that hourly is your best bet to understand what's happening. Anything below that hourly open, in my opinion, is sellers controlling the market, and once we can flip, the buyers would be the one controlling the market. So until I see us displacing, I would say 50, 60 handles above the opening price, at this point I'm still bearish, which is pretty crazy to say with how that previous candle closed. Yep. No, the giveaway is still not done. Okay, for another 150k select account, okay, let's do 620 likes. We're currently at 560. So let's do 500. Let's do 620 likes. So let's go, chat. That's for the 3rd account giveaway. All right, 3rd account. $580. Come on, chat. Let's reach 620. Oh my god. Bro, what the fuck is happening? That is moving more than the New York session. 67 handles on a 1-minute bar. Okay, chat. Yeah, there's gonna be more people joining the stream soon. I might need to take another trade. Oh my freaking days, this is fucking moving. What the hell is that? Brother. That 15 is gonna close strong then. It's gonna engulf the previous one. Wow. Extremely, extremely strong push after the resweep. Damn. Seems like Asia has the money to move market now, and New York is bankrupt. It really looks like it. If I buy, I lose. If I sell, I lose. Explained. Bro, it really be like that sometimes. It really be like that sometimes. I would say right now, what's giving me the story currently is going to be that 15-minute closure and how we react from this gap. If we can close and burst above it, especially close around the 42 level, for me, the next draw will be 79 easily. But there's still 2 minutes left for that candle to close, which could change the story. I wouldn't trust the 1 minute chart for what it is. I would not. I would always use my way of framing direction before, because even if it looks like the best entry model ever, I don't know. It moves pretty fast. It definitely moves very, very fast. So be cautious of the plays. I think if we do close above 42, we would engulf down the 15. Pretty easy read. If you saw this chart on the 1 minute, would you buy or sell the next bar? I would buy the hell out of the next candle. You know, that's really how I read it. So I would say we will have a pretty big likelihood of reaching 79 before actually feeling, I would say 406. But depending on the reactions, the structure on the one is not the best too. Getting smoked left and right. Yeah, be patient. Be patient. Be patient, but I think once we close here, there's a pretty big likelihood of us bursting above 79, above 504. It's aggressive as hell. We're gonna inverse that gap. The deepest we can retrace to is like 43, in my opinion. It really is 43. We're most likely just gonna pop now. Yeah. We're gonna reach 79 in 3 seconds. Yeah. That flip is crazy. How we held there at 13, I knew. I already took my trade though, but that would have been 100% a long that I would have taken if I was not already up 1-0. Pretty easy money trade there, I would say, for like a 20, 30 point scalp. All right, chat. We got to run the giveaways. You already know. So let me put a timeout on that guy. 24 hours. Yep. Get mogged. All right. Now we're good. A monster in the Matrix. Which trader is in the Matrix? I want to know. As soon as you're trading, you live a different world. Green on 2 accounts, done till Wednesday. Sheesh. Okay. Why till Wednesday? Okay, so now we are at 605 likes, chat. That's amazing. So Gonna give away 350k select accounts. Let's do 720 likes for the 4th account giveaway. I'm gonna be giving away 450k select accounts if we reach 720 likes. So we are gonna do them all at the same time. We already know this stream is new. We are absolutely vibing. We're seeing a lot of good action within the Asia session, which is very different than the New York session. I don't remember seeing New York session at like 10-15 move that much. after 10 a.m. price dies down or chops quite often. So the Asia session looks like it's the new New York session, which is a good thing for me since I run the Asia session streams. That's a great thing. I love Asia. I really love Asia. The only thing though, you really need to wait for the perfect entry, and you can't be too aggressive. Once you see it on Asia, it's smooth. It runs smoothly to your take profit, which is good. But if you're someone who just wants to jump in left and right, you're most likely going to get burned with a lot of accounts. But if you can wait for one good opportunity, one clear candle that you know is going to either close bullish or bearish, or you know there's a pretty big likelihood of it expanding in a certain way, damn, you know, it's going to run smoothly to your take profit. So there I waited 8 p.m. open, and you know, definitely just got out with some good profits. But you know, some days it will be it will take 30 minutes before hitting the target. Some days it will be 2. But with that amount of aggression, I just love that. So 633 likes, chat. 720, I'm giving away a 450k select account. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like your podcast, man. Love your mindset and way of thinking. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. How many views does my podcast have? Let me see. 39,388. Sheesh. Damn. Almost 40,000 views posted on July 8th. Now we're July 13th. So almost 5 to 6 days. Let me see exactly. 5 days ago, yeah. Exactly 5 days ago. Wow. It's on the pace to be number 1, I think. What do you guys think? Who has more views? Popular? Let me see. It has to be Tyler. Tyler's fucking crazy. I knew Tyler's podcast was gonna have like insane views. Popular. Okay, Tyler's at 71,000. Was posted a month ago. I'm currently at 40,000, posted 5 days ago. I don't know. I think Tyler has that on me. He's just him. He is him. The thing is with Tyler, that's the thing though. Tyler has so much. He lived way more than I did. Not in terms of like, oh, he's old, but you see when he's talking to you that he went through a lot, and his experience with the struggle is really what makes him unique, you know. And there's not a lot of people like him. There's, you know, I have a different style, I have a different way of approaching things, but in terms of how much you're gonna hit someone, his story is definitely very emotional. When I saw the podcast, I was like, wow. Definitely. Yes, he's really from rags to riches. Yeah, that's the definition of rags to riches. Wow. Okay, heading back up with how it opened up right here and how it's going to fluctuate back above the open. It is a very good long, in my opinion. I wouldn't want to see price trading back at like 411 here. That would be very bad. I think if that inverse remains untouched, easy longs. All right, let's start doing the giveaways because I have 3 to do, and with the amount of spamming, because you guys already know. I must go. You're looking to re-enter. I'm already up 1-0, and this action is very hectic. I would wait. It could go both ways on that 15. Really, I would say like the play that I would have tried to catch was like the engulfing from 42 all the way to like 80, which still is not pushing back above 80. And this is exactly not the reaction I wanted to see from that inverse. I mean, I don't have a clear view on the market right now. If I had 3 choices of either longing the next candle, shorting the next candle, or not doing anything, I would 100,000% choose not doing anything. And yeah, absolutely. Like Bass said, I am looking to maintain my scorecard of 14 wins, 3 losses here. All right. That is some crazy PA. One of the most volatile PAs that we've seen in a while during Asia. But that's good. Definitely great for us. All right, let's start with the giveaway. By the way, 720 likes. I'm gonna give away a 4th account. So I have I'm in debt. I have 3 accounts for you guys. All right. So let's start. Okay. First word. You have to be on stream to understand the keywords. Okay. What do you guys think the keyword is going to be? Don't troll. If it's something that we talked about during the stream, what do you guys think the keyword will be? If you predict that you actually should, like you deserve an account. We need to do this. Predict the Yo, I've seen some crazy words. Maklub was a great one. Cartier is a great one. LARP is a great one. No, it's deeper than this. It's deeper than this. Deeper than this. Oh, very close. Oh shit. Very close. Someone went very, very close. Perspective, yes. So the word is perspective. Damn, that's tough. Right. If you were there on stream, then you understand. If not, then go on Chat GPT and understand the difference between perception and perspective. That's what we did. Ooh, my food is here too. Sheesh. All right, we can choose the first winner. Come on. Who's winning this? Okay, congratulations, Big Head Reef. Damn, I like the name. That's kind of cool. Big Head Reef 579. Congrats, my brother. You won a 150K select account. Let's do the other one. Now we're at 667 likes. I need 720 likes. And instead of giving away 3 accounts, I'm going to be giving away 4 accounts. All right. So let's do the other word. Let me think about it. Damn, there's so many words we can take. I have to hit that word. I have to hit that word. Yep. Okay, second word. Cartier. I don't know why I say it in English when I'm French. Cartier. Cartier glasses, I won't even Pikachu. Yellow Ferrari like Pikachu. Know what I'm saying? I think those are actually rappers. A lot of rappers have those. All right. Let's choose the winner in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Congratulations, Tracy Rex 6. My brother, you won 150K select account. Now, I forgot the word I wanted to say. Bruh. I forgot the word. I forgot the word I wanted to use, and I can't scroll back. Shit. Can someone remind me what that pizza in Italian was? Damn, okay, that guy got it. Sheesh. No, you guys are so tough. Let me know when it's ready. Nah. Yo, all the spam here also doesn't count. Because I did not even type that to Tony before. Shit. Alright. Calzone. Calzone, I don't know how to say it, but calzone. All right. 10 more seconds and we're doing it. Because that's what I'm going to eat. Calzone. 150K select. Common. We're currently at 691. At 720, we're doing the last. So that's currently the third. If we can't have 720 by 8:31 p.m., on God, it's over. And I'm rugged. It's going to be a rare giveaway rug. Which would have been caused by you guys. All right, let's choose the winner. All right, congrats. Munachi Ernest. Easy. Congrats, brother. You won 150K select account. I will let you guys 30 seconds to go from 700 likes to 720 likes. If that doesn't happen, then it's going to be over. Also, Tony said he makes great calzone. It looks like people are not smashing the like button. Unfortunately, we're stuck at 700 likes. So it was an amazing session. I appreciate you guys so much for the love, for the support. We're growing fast with speed. We have the momentum right now. We're 14-3. Within the last 17 trades, won 14, lost 3. So let's keep going at that pace. Let's keep growing and Appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity to do this. It's amazing. And hopefully we'll be at 1.5K viewers within the next month. Okay, that's the goal. All right, guys. I see you guys tomorrow at the same exact time. Peace out. Take care.